guests and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors. AMP2.tv presents Tell Us Your Business, where you're invited on the air to tell us what makes your business stand out in the community. It's important we hear from you to tell us all we need to know about what you do best. Tell Us Your Business uses the latest radio and television production systems, and all shows can be seen on AMP2.tv. If you have a question for our guest, call 888-565-1470. Now, let's get ready as our guest hits the airwaves and informs us about what we need to know on Tell Us Your Business.
Hello, welcome. Today we are going to be interviewing Miss St. Petersburg, Alana Shearer. Hi, I'm Carly Cantor. I'm a communications student at Bach, and I'm pretty new to this, so I'm just going to try my best, and we're going to have fun here. All right, and if you want to tell us your business, you can call at 888-565-1470. We are airing right now on 96.9 FM, 95.3 FM, and 1470 AM. So call in if you need to. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Carly. Thanks for having me on today.
Of course. I'm very interested in you.
Well, what would you like to know?
I have a lineup of questions, actually.
Oh, boy. I'm ready.
Okay. So I did a little bit of research.
Okay.
I tried. And I saw on your website that you offer event management, public speaking jobs, and dance education, right?
Yes, I'd say those are my three specialties of my areas.
Yeah, could you elaborate more on that for me?
Sure. So I have been a dancer for over 20 years of my life. And so I always grew up in the dance studio. So as I grew up, some of my first jobs were teaching dance, and it was always a passion of mine. I went to Florida State University, where I got my undergraduate's degree in hospitality management and tourism. Ooh. So that's where some of that event management comes to play. I've had some fun internships at hotels. I've worked different parades and fireworks shows. I've worked some of the fun things, but love working with events and people-to-people hospitality and business. And then I continued my passion for dance when I continued at Florida State University and received my master's in American Dance Studies. So I can still be found teaching around the South Florida area, some dance, some hospitality jobs here and there, and lately have been hosting and working on some arts advocacy around the area.
Wow. You do a lot.
There is a lot to do, so it's about managing a busy schedule.
I mean, you're keeping yourself busy. You're doing things. Good for you.
Thank you.
Good for you. Where did your love for dancing come from?
I started when I was just 2 years old. My mom put me in one of those little baby classes where you put on ballet shoes and tap shoes, and I took on to it pretty well. Was never really scared to stand up on a stage. You know, sometimes when you put little ones out there, they'll freeze, they'll cry. I always fell in love with just dancing to the beat and to the rhythm. It came a little natural to me. I stuck with it. And I was never pushed into it. I was always offered, do you want to try other things? But I loved it so much that I just really stuck to it. I started competition dancing, which is really big here in South Florida. So when I got around that middle school time, I took it more seriously into my craft. I focused on technique, became very competitive, stuck with it in high school. Did it on the side in college. I did a little less. I wanted more of a college experience. I didn't want to dance on the dance team per se, but I started up the first tap team at FSU because tap dancing was always my favorite. So I started at a young age, but I continued because I've just always loved it. I love dancing to my own beat, my own rhythm, and I love how it inspires a crowd for others too when they watch dance.
2 follow-ups. Actually, I dabble a bit in tap.
Oh, very nice. That's my favorite.
What's your favorite move?
My favorite move, I love grab-offs, which I know anyone listening is probably like, what are they talking about? But anytime that you're picking up your feet in the air, you almost grab the floor mid-air, and you continue rolling through. And it's just something that it takes a little bit of an athlete to do it. It takes a lot of stamina.
It does.
There's a lot going on down there, but you also have to have an ear for music. I mean, you would know if you've taken a tap class. It's not just about,
definitely.
Listening to be on the beat, but you are the music as well. So you really have to have a good ear. So I would say grab-offs.
Grab-offs are cool. I was never very good at those. My favorite was the Broadway.
Was Broadway. I was going to say, I tend to do more of a rhythm style, which is more of comes from street tap dancing.
Yeah.
Rather than time step Broadway style.
Yeah,
more
no,
flapping
I was more
across the stage.
Yeah, flapping. A lot of that
more
happened.
of the musical theater type tap.
Yeah, I did a lot of that because at my dance studio, it was also a theater. So we did a lot of theater incorporated stuff.
Very nice.
Well, also, you said that you got fired up in middle school.
I started young, but I would say taking it seriously, yes. I think that there was a little bit of a change that middle school age. I became more competitive. I had more of a drive. It wasn't just for fun. It was something that, okay, I'm going to goal set. I have goals of what I want to do, how I want to place, how I want to do in competition. So I think that's when it changed a little bit from just an art form to me to more of, oh no, this is going to be my craft. This is going to be my sport, and it's time to focus.
Ooh, you don't see that a lot nowadays in middle schools. I like that.
Do you see more of that relax, not taking it as seriously?
Especially because I'm in middle school now, so you don't see a lot of that with at least my friends. A lot of them are very laxed, very not too outgoing in their career set yet.
Not yet.
But we can't blame them. We're only in middle school, Also, I watched part of your Teddy Unscripted interview from last year.
We love Teddy.
You were talking about how all the girls in the dressing rooms were helping each other out and stuff, and I just want to know, how chaotic was it back there?
Well, competing in the Miss America system and Miss Florida is something that's pretty new to me. This is only my second year being involved with the program, and when I was talking with Teddy, we were talking openly about some of the stereotypes behind pageantry in general and the competition that I do and what it's like backstage among the chaos with all these women competing and wanting the crown of being Miss Florida. And so I really think that it is chaotic. There is a lot going on, but so are all of our lives, to be honest. I mean, we focus on our schooling, what we're trying to do for our career endeavors, as well as our passion of what we bring to the table from a community service standpoint. The Miss America crown, just to give you a little background, has 4 points. I, as a local title holder, as well as Miss Florida, as well as Miss America, we all have a similar crown, slightly different sizes, but they all have 4 points. And the points of the Miss America system and the crown represents scholarship, service, success, and style. And so all the women really bring in all these attributes to all these 4 points of the crown of what they're trying to be when they are representing their city and their communities, and hopefully to be Miss Florida. So there's a lot of chaos backstage during Miss Florida week, but at the same time, we are used to that super busy lifestyle and trying to just get everything done that we want to get done.
My family, when I was not in middle school, they don't really talk about it anymore, but when I was in more elementary school, my family used to talk about Miss America all the time. And I never had a clue what was going on. I didn't know. And I still don't know because I have never watched Miss America. Can you tell me more about it?
I sure can. Well, I have to say, you are one of many because just in 2018, the Miss America system decided we need to revamp itself. They did a lot of changes within the past couple of years from maybe what your parents have watched or have talked about before. We are celebrating the 100th year anniversary this December. So Miss America's been around for over 100 years. So it's no longer a competition that has a swimsuit portion. They've really tried stripping it away from pageantry about appearance and looks and focusing more on the scholarship and success and empowering women. And so when you look at Miss America, if you say, who is Miss America? Why is she relevant today? She really embodies and represents a leader figure out in the world who is pursuing their education, is someone who is a role model to others, young boys, young girls, everyone out there, is a servant to her community and her passion and her social initiative. So a little like politics, just how you have politicians running with certain platforms and missions of their own, each young lady has a platform or social initiative. So mine, as an example, revolves around TAP, playing that I'm a tap dancer, but it stands for Turn Up Artistic Participation.
Ooh.
So when I am participating in the Miss America organization, I am doing a lot of work to bring community engagement with the arts. So focusing on bringing us together, celebrating, advocating, and participating.
Wow, that's a lot.
I know it's a lot to pack in and try to give like a quick synopsis, but that's a little taste of what Miss America is all about, at least to me. And there's just so many layers and great things that I've discovered through this program, and that's helped me. I think it instills a lot of confidence in a lot of young women to, say, be able to speak the way I'm speaking now and to have a presence. Speaker. Well, thank you. You are not too bad yourself, Miss Carly.
Thank you. Oh God. Okay. Well, I have something else.
Okay.
So, how do you feel going on stage? Do you ever get like nervous? How do you feel?
Well, on stage in general, because I've been a dancer, being on stage has been smooth sailing for me. I feel very confident being able to walk on, especially if there's music playing, I can find the beat to walk on, so I've always felt confident there. However, when I started this and I had to step onto stage and open my mouth to start speaking and answering an onstage question or giving a pitch on what my platform is to the judges, that was out of my comfort zone. So that is something that I've learned to figure out and get comfortable with being on stage, is the public speaking aspect. But I think that it does take a lot of confidence, but being on stage for me feels like home just because I've always been a dancer.
Going off that, one more question before we go to commercial. How did you get over your public speaking fear?
I think practice, and also not always striving for perfection. Sometimes I get caught up in trying to be so perfect and nail everything so head on, and I think some of that perfectionism probably comes from those ballet classes and their strict technique of what you're looking for in the classroom. But the more you understand that you are not going to be perfect all the time, and that it is okay if you step onto the stage and you don't know the answer, or you need to take a second to yourself to figure it out and think through your way, that's the best way to just keep going on and gain experience as you go. Because the more you do it, the more comfortable you feel and the better you'll get at what you do.
I agree. It's the same thing with theater, actually. Because I used to be in a lot of theater. I had to, get over those stage fright
You
stuff.
get those butterflies. You're like,
yeah.
Oh boy, here we go.
I still do.
I think also another tip would be sometimes utilizing that anxiousness and that anxiety you're feeling build up and use that as adrenaline to just push yourself out there. So instead of feeling that fear to turn around and run away, use it to just charge at it straight on and just take it on. And then you'll feel amazing when it's over. You're like, I just did that.
That is good advice. Wow. Very inspirational.
Oh, thank you. I try.
Okay. Yeah. Commercial.
We'll be right back.
Word.
AMP Media Productions and WNN Money Talk Radio have been in conjoint business for 10 years. They've been working around the clock, nonstop, to promote over 500 shows and businesses with added platforms such as social media live streaming, podcasts, and the specialty of live radio. To amplify your impact and start your show today, contact AMP Media Productions at 866-224-5422.
If a tree falls in the woods and no one is around to hear it, does it make a sound? Have you ever felt that your voice goes unheard? And you think that you can make a difference if only someone would just listen? It's time for women in business to have a place to step into your power. A platform to embrace your hopes, dreams, and your visions. A voice to heal and restore. Your voice can make a difference. We have the platform to share your story and let your voice be heard. Be kind to yourself. Give yourself the chance to be heard and shine bright. Contact New Dawn Media by texting CAFE to 80800. That's CAFE to 80800.
You are listening to Tell Us Your Business, where our invited guests share all the knowledge of their business and how important it is what they do in our community. If you want to be part of the conversation, call into the show at 888-565-1470 and tell us what's on your mind. Now, back to Tell Us Your Business.
And we're back. Hi, hello. Again, I am Carly Cantor, your host for this show. And I am also here with Alana Shearer.
Hi, Carly.
Hello, we are back. Okay. I have more questions for you.
Bring them on.
Okay, let me just pull this up real quick. Okay. Question.
Answer.
What's the procedure for these pageants?
Oh, like what does it take of the actual competition? So competition is made up of a private 10-minute interview with the judges where you present to them your resume that you have as well as your social impact pitch. So as we were talking earlier how mine revolves around TAP and community engagement with the arts, it's essentially your business plan for what you would do throughout your year as Miss Florida. So you hand in those 2 sheets of paper and then the judges go at you for 10 minutes straight of question on question on question. And then later that evening on stage, what you would come and watch in the audience for competition, it revolves around an on-stage question, a quick pitch about your social impact initiative. So almost like a TED Talk, little spiel to say what you would do. I know, I love a good TED Talk too. So on-stage question, your quick presentation, as well as a 90-second talent routine. So I'm a tap dancer, so I go out on stage and I tap dance. The current Miss America, Camille Schreier, her talent she performed as Miss America is she is a scientist. She is a pharmacy student at Virginia Tech, so she came out and did a science demonstration. So we see all types of talents. And then the last portion of competition is the red carpet wear. So that's more of your traditional, we come out in an evening gown and you're judged on your style and your presentation, and that wraps it up, and then they'll pick a winner of who they think can best represent the state or the city or the local or whichever competition you're watching, or Miss America.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is a lot. It's a lot to go on in one night. You are frantically changing your mindset, your outfits, you're mentally all over the place.
I can just imagine the chaos.
Oh, but it is a fun chaos. It's a good time.
Beautiful chaos.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Another question. What was your most embarrassing on-stage moment?
Embarrassing on-stage moment? Oh, okay. Most of my embarrassing moments happen off stage or in the back dressing room.
I'm good with that.
But I'll give you one on stage.
Okay.
I think for me, I'm just very critical sometimes about the speaking portion. I mean, we talked about I feel confident on stage when I'm dancing, when I'm performing. But sometimes when you are asked that on stage question, it could be on anything from politics to you to how you would run the job, and you just don't know what you're going to get. And so my very first time at Miss Florida competing, I was asked an onstage question by ESPN's Laura Rutledge because she was a previous Miss Florida, so she comes and hosts it every year. So big pressure, audience full of everybody. She asked me my finals onstage question. I gave an answer, but I totally did not answer the correct question. So that was probably one of my most embarrassing moments, but you get around it. You keep moving on.
Well, now that you mentioned it, I want to know your most embarrassing offstage moment.
Probably when you're frantically throwing all of your clothes around, trying to change, trying to put things on, making sure you're not taking somebody else's, because sometimes during an opening number, we all wear the same shoes or same dress. So making sure you're not grabbing someone else's by accident or zipping someone up. There's just a lot of commotion back there. So sometimes there's slips, but we help each other out.
Yeah, definitely relate. This one time, I was doing The Lion King because, theater kid. And basically, I had to go on stage and we were doing like a hula kind of thing.
Okay.
The hula skirt didn't fit on my waist.
Oh boy. Well, did you figure this out on stage or backstage?
Backstage.
Okay, good.
Except I had to put it around my neck because I was going on stage in like 2 seconds. That wasn't fun.
That's showbiz.
Yeah, just gotta improvise, I guess. I was in improv.
You made it work.
Make it work.
Improv
Always
comes in
gotta-
handy.
Yeah, okay. Well, let's check if I have any other questions. Oh, we're done in 1 minute? Okay. Well, then never mind. Guess we should close out then.
This went by so quick.
It did. It really did. Wow. Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed our little segment on Tell Us Your Biz. Thank you for listening in, watching, whatever you're doing on whatever device, radio, phone, iPad, whatever. I would like to give a thanks to Alana for being here. Yeah, okay. Again, I'm Carly Cantor, and I will hopefully see you again.